Good morning, students. So welcome back to our physics class again. Now in today's class we will going to continue with our chapter heat, and in this case we will going to talk about transfer of heat energy by convection. Means we will going to learn how heat energy get transferred from one place to another place by the mode of convection. So in the previous class we have discussed how heat energy get transferred by the mode of conduction, in which the molecules does not move from one place to another place, but the transfer of heat energy takes place by simply passing the heat energy from one molecule to its neighboring molecule. So conduction process, it used to take place in solids. It does not take place in liquid or gases. So let us talk about convection. What is convection and how the heat energy get transferred? So convection is the mode of transfer of heat energy. So it is also a mode of transferring of heat energy in fluids. So basically this process takes place in fluids. Fluids means anything which can flow, whose molecules are not very strongly packed. They are free to move and they can flow. Whereas the molecules actually move from one part of the fluid to the other. So in this case, what will happen? The molecules will actually move from one place to another place, and when molecules will going to move from one place to another place, they will going to carry the heat energy from one place to another side, or from one end to another end. So the process of convection is not possible in solids. So in case of solid, the process of convection is not possible, because the molecules of solid, they are tightly packed, they cannot flow. So you can say that the heat energy cannot flow by the process of convection in solid, but in case of liquids or in case of gases, convection is possible. Why convection is possible? Because the molecules of liquid and gases, they are free to move. We know that the molecules then move from one place to another place. So that is why heat energy get transferred by the process of convection in fluids, that is in liquid and gases. Now let us learn how this process of convection takes place, means how heat energy get transferred by the mode of convection. So over here I am taking a simple demonstration, a simple example, in which take a container, place some water inside the container, fill some water, and place this container over a burner. So using a tripod stand, you can place this container over a burner and allow the heat energy to pass. So after providing the heat energy by using a burner, what will happen? The container at the bottom, okay, the container at the bottom, which is made up of good conductor, okay, material made up of good conductor, it will get heated up, because the container, it is made up of good conductor, okay. So when it will absorb the heat energy, this base of the container will become very hot, and when this base of the container becomes very hot, it will transfer the heat energy to the molecules of water which are present at the bottom. So the molecules of water which are present at the bottom, they will going to absorb the heat energy. So over here the heat energy has been transferred to the water molecules. Now when these water molecules, they will absorb the heat energy, what will happen? The temperature of these water molecules will going to rise. And when the temperature increases, because of increase in temperature, the kinetic energy of the molecule will also going to increase. And when the kinetic energy of the molecule increases, the molecules will come into motion. So earlier in liquid, the molecules are usually in motion, but due to absorption of heat energy, the molecules become very energetic and they come into motion with a huge amount of force. So over here they will come into huge amount of motion. That means the molecules will start moving vigorously from one place to another place, and the density of the molecule decreases. So when water molecules at the base, the bottom, heats, density decreases. Remember, the density over here decreases. As the density decreases, the water molecules becomes lighter and they will going to rise. So hot molecules of water, they will going to rise, they will going to move in the upward direction. So over here the place will become empty. As soon as this place will become empty, the other molecules which are colder molecules of water, they will going to come and occupy this place. When this cold water molecules, they will come down because they are denser, so they will obviously come down. So when they will going to come down, again they will absorb the heat energy, they will become warm and they will going to rise. So next molecules, the colder molecules, they will going to come and settle at the bottom, they will absorb the heat energy and they will going to rise. So over here the warm molecules, the hot water molecules, they will going to rise up, and the cold water molecules, they will going to settle at the bottom, and this process will continuously take place. So over here what is happening, the molecules which have absorbed the heat energy, they have become warm, they will going to rise up. So they are carrying the heat energy with themselves to the upper part, okay, on the surface of the water, and the cold water will come and settle at the bottom. When the cold water, that is the cold molecules of water, when they will going to become hot, they will going to rise up, and the next cold molecules of water will going to settle at the bottom. So this process, this circle will continuously take place till the whole water does not become warm or hot, you can say. So you can say over here that in the process of convection, the molecules will actually absorb the heat energy and they will going to move from one place to another place. So in convection, actual movement of molecules takes place, okay, and heat energy gets transferred due to actual movement of molecules. So please remember, in case of convection, there should be actual movement of molecules takes place, that molecules should actually move from one place to another place, and when the molecules will going to move, they will going to carry the heat energy with themselves. So in conduction, the molecules were not moving. Remember, in solid, the molecules, they are compactly packed, they cannot flow from one place to another place. So molecules cannot move in conduction, but they can only transfer the heat energy to its neighboring molecule, and the neighboring molecule will transfer the heat energy to its neighboring molecule. So this is how the process of transfer of heat energy takes place in conduction. But in convection, since the molecules, they are free to move, it will absorb the heat energy, it will carry the heat energy with itself from one place to another place. When the next molecule will gain the heat energy, it will also going to take the heat energy from one place to another place. The same thing happened in air also. Okay, what happens in air? We know that the molecules of air are free to move because they have huge amount of gaps between them. The intermolecular space is very high. So one molecule of air, when it absorbs the heat energy, its density decreases. Okay, so when the molecules of heat energy becomes warm, okay, their density decreases, and when their density decreases, they rises up. So hot air, okay, the molecules of hot air, the density is decreasing, so they will going to rise up, and the cold air molecules, or molecules of air which are cold, they will going to come and occupy their place. When they will become hot, they will going to rise up. So this is how the heat energy get transferred in liquid and gases by the process of convection. So let us talk about one more example about how heat energy takes place, absorbs the heat energy in air, and how the heat energy of air transferred from one place to another place. So suppose inside your room air is present, okay, so everywhere air is basically present, so you can say that inside your room air is present. Now what happens, suppose the air at the bottom becomes warm, okay, at the bottom, when the air has absorbed the heat energy from somewhere, like suppose you are if you take an example of kitchen, so inside your kitchen, gas is being burned where the heat energy is being produced, and the air over there will absorb the heat energy. When the air over there absorbs the heat energy, it becomes hot, and hot air, it will going to rise up. Hot air rises up. Remember, hot air rises up. Why? Because the density of hot air is less. So less denser air molecules will going to rise up. When this air will going to rise up, over here the space will become void. Void means empty. No, nothing will be present over here. So other molecules of air, that is cold molecules of air, they will going to occupy this space. Okay, so the cold air molecules will come down, they will occupy this space. When they will become hot, they will again rise up. The next molecule of air will going to come down and settle at the bottom, and they will going to absorb the heat energy, and they will again going to rise up. So this process will continuously take place. This cycle will continuously take place, and this cycle is known as convection current. When one layer of molecules absorbs the heat energy and it rises up, and other molecules which are colder, which are denser, they will come and occupy that space. And then when they will become hot, they will going to rise up, and next molecules of air will come and settle over there. This continuous cycle which takes place means the molecules of air rising up, another set of molecules are coming down and occupying that place, and when they become hot, they will going to rise up, and this whole circle takes place. This continuation is known as convection current, and because of this convection current, you can say that the air flows from one place to another place. Okay, or the breeze, the movement of the breeze takes place. Okay, land breeze, sea breeze. Okay, we say that sea breeze and land breeze. That is possible because of the convection current. Okay, so let us talk about applications of convection currents. So different types of applications are there in our day-to-day life. So first application is there in nature. Sea breeze and land breeze are examples of convection currents set up in air in coastal areas. So what does it mean? So suppose if I take example that there is sea, and next to sea will be land. Okay, this is land. We know that the land consists of sand. Okay, when you go to beaches near the sea, you will find that next to sea is only land, and that consists of sand in huge quantity. Or when you go near the river also, you will find that always sand is present over there next to it. So let us take example of this, and then we will understand how the process of convection takes place near the sea, that is known as sea breeze and land breeze. So suppose it is daytime. Okay, daytime means afternoon time is there. 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, that is the time. So when the sun is present with its huge amount of heat energy, means it produces or it gives you the huge amount of heat energy. At that time, when the heat energy from the sun will come and it will going to strike this land, that is sand and sea, we know that the sand becomes very hot during the daytime as compared to water, because the capacity of absorbing the heat energy by the sand is very fast. It absorbs the heat energy very fast and it becomes very, very hot. So during the daytime, the land, that is the sand, becomes very hot. But as compared to sand, the water remains cool, isn't it? The temperature of sea water will remain comparatively colder as compared to land. So sand, it becomes very, very hot, whereas the water which is present over the sea, it is cold. So this temperature, over here the temperature is less, and over here the temperature is high. So what will happen? The heat energy will be present over here, and less amount of heat energy is present over here. So the air which is present above the, you can say above the sand. So like suppose sun energy will be there, sun's heat energy will be there, it will come and make this sand also hot, and the air above the water will also become little bit warm. Now what actually happens, since the sand is very hot, so the air which is present above this sand, it becomes very hot. But as compared to that, sea water is cold. So the air above that will also remain little bit colder. So now the air which is present above this sand, which becomes very hot, it will going to rise up. So hot air, it will going to rise up. Please remember. So during the daytime, the air which is present above the sand, it becomes very hot, it rises up, and the cold air which was present above the sea, it will come this side and occupy this place. And this movement of cold air from the sea towards the land during the daytime is known as sea breeze. Remember, this is known as sea breeze. The vice versa takes place. The opposite behavior takes place during the night time. Now what happens during the night time? When sun is not there, during night time the sun is not present, so the temperature falls. And we know that the sand becomes very cold during the night time. But the sea water will remain little bit warmer, because water, it takes time to release the heat energy as compared to sand. So the temperature above the sea or near the sea will become little bit warm. And this is, I am talking about night, and the temperature near the sand will become very cold. So now the reverse process will take place. The air which is above the sea, it will remain little bit warmer, but the air above this sand will remain little bit colder. So since the temperature over here is high, the air above the sea will going to rise, and the air from the sand, that is land, it will going to move towards the sea. So this will be known as land breeze. So both the processes are possible because of convection current, in which sea breeze, it takes place during the daytime, whereas the land breeze, it takes place during the night time. So this you have to remember. So this is one of the application. Other applications are also there. Please read out the application and try to get the you can say that what is the logic behind that, and all the logics are because of the convection current. So I'll discuss one more example so that you can understand more in detail. Another important application is about chimneys. You must have seen in factories, tall chimneys are there. So what is the use of those chimneys? So chimneys are fitted in factories to remove undesirable smoke and fumes. How? So basically these undesirable smoke, fumes, they are hot because they are produced due to heat energy by burning of different substances. So the temperature of these smokes and all, they are very high. So because of that, they will going to rise up, because the density is less. So they will, we have seen that smoke, it rises up. So when they will going to rise up due to convection process, they will going to move through the chimneys out of the factories, and this is how chimneys are useful to remove these undesirable smokes and fumes. So this is how you have to understand different examples which are based on convection current, which are useful to us in our day-to-day life. So this is about convection. In the next class, we will going to talk about radiation. Okay. So till here you have to study about convection. I have discussed about conduction also, and different examples I have taken, different applications I have taken. So you have to learn all the types of applications which are present in your book or whichever I have taught you. Okay. Thank you, students.